I get the Instagram ones where it's like the mom that's in her 40s. She's just like tapping her thing, and she's like, "What?" You know, I don't know what it means. I can't keep up anymore. You know? There's so many things you can and can't. But God forbid you do. To see the guy on Jeopardy, I don't want to do it, but he said I won 3 games, and he went to be like, yeah, 3, but he held it. I think it's okay with a 3. He did it like this, and that's a white supremacy thing. Well, now it is, I guess. Well, he got bashed for that. You can't keep up. He didn't know. He seemed like a nice guy. He was all upset. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy, well, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the Closing Beat, quick stock market update show that we do every day for you here. Did you see the markets here today? A little bit. Oh, by the way, do you need some of this? Here, you can. This is the only towel that will officially wipe the sweat away from you worried about the stock market going down. It works too, just so you know there. So if you want to get one, you can go on a website there. I think they're 10 or 12 bucks or something. But if you're getting a little worried, you get a little quote there just to remind you. It recovers every single time. Hopefully it doesn't recover like right away because the market's just kind of getting things going. I'd like to see more of a pullback myself, but you know, we'll see what happens. Hey, also, if you're an avid viewer, we thank you here for watching, of course, and no show on Thursday or Friday. So Thursday or Friday, no show for you. We're going to be taking a little bit of time off, taking the team up to Blue Ridge there. What do you think, by the way? So Charlie's having a baby. Do you think, so our developer Charlie's having a baby. Will he be a father before Mother's Day? In other words, will Heather be a mother by Mother's Day? Over or under?
I've switched to under.
You're going under?
Yeah.
Okay, due date is May 10th. Mother's Day is May 9th.
Yeah.
You're saying under.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
I'll go over. Knowing Charlie, I'm going to say that thing's staying in there nice and comfy and cozy as long as possible. That baby's in no hurry to go anywhere. That's it. Well, anyways, congrats to Charlie when that does happen, but he's on paternity leave. That's what the kids do these days. They do paternity leave. Not in my day. Anyways, hey, welcome to the Closing Beat here. Let's get started. Look at the stock market. We got a little bit of a pullback today. That's pretty cool. All right, you welcome that. A lot of people have been waiting for a pullback. It's not much. Just kind of getting things started here for the day. Growth stocks got hammered. I mean, just dramatically got hammered here today by a factor of like 4 times. Right, so value versus growth. Growth took the big hit here today. Small cap value managed to hang in there the best. Mid and large cap value actually were positive for the day. So kind of interesting to look at there. But if you go over to the charts, you can take a look and see we're trying to pull back maybe there just a little bit. I'll start with the NASDAQ here today. You got the NASDAQ down almost 2%, gives back about 1/3 of its year-to-date gains all in one day there. If you're looking inside of it, you got Apple, good pullback here today, down about 3.5%. It's going to be the big names, right? Amazon refuses to get out of this range, sort of frustrating there. Microsoft pulling back almost to the 50-day moving average. That's kind of a clean pullback right there. As Bill and Melinda Gates, by the way, did you know that? Bill and Melinda Gates getting a divorce.
I saw that. I reached out to her.
You reached out to her?
Yeah.
I can't tell you what she looks like, actually. Are you thinking money or?
No,
she's a good-looking woman.
Personality. She's got a great personality. Nothing to do with money.
Nothing to do with money. He says nothing to do with money, man. All right. I believe you. Okay. Microsoft down to the 50-day moving average there, looking good, bad. And then Tesla also pulling back. Those were like the big drags on the day. Your COVID stocks were the big decliners on the day. Look at something like DocuSign down about 5% all in one day. Zoom down on one day. You had J.P. Morgan's CEO Jamie Dimon. He said, "That's it. I'm done with Zoom. Let's get back to work. Let's get back in the office." There was only a handful of stocks higher on the day, and the Nasdaq basically, it was the worst performing of the day. If you're looking through there, if we go to the Dow. We'll just pop this guy over here. We'll head on over to the Dow. Held up the best. I think if you look in general, the Dow was able to actually squeak out just a tiny little bit of a gain on the day. It's basically sideways. There's not a whole lot going on there for the Dow. It's up 12% year to date, and a lot of it is because of this healthcare, man. Healthcare continues to go. We've been pointing this out. Healthcare. United Healthcare up 1.33% on the day. Caterpillar did good as well. If you look at Caterpillar, it's trying to break out of this range. We'll see what happens there. Here's the issue. If you're looking at the Dow, you come to the Closing Beat to see different things here. I'm going to show this to you just a little bit differently than we normally do. Here is the Dow in relationship to its 200-day moving average. The further up it is, the further away from its 200-day moving average we are. It's just a ratio chart. So there are only 1, 2, 3 other times in history, well, going back to 1998 really, that the Dow has been this extended from the 200-day moving average. It's chopping around up there at highs, but every other time it gets this extended, it does pull back. So you know now, you look at something like that and you say, it doesn't like to be this extended. Whether you want the markets to fall or not, it doesn't like being up here. So we've got this recipe building, hopefully, for us to get a little bit of a pullback there. If we look at the S&P 500, it's about 11% year to date. Today it was hit by all the same names. You got Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. We'll throw in Alphabet in there as well, down 1.5%. Those were the biggest contributors to the downside move here today. Materials were where it's at. Materials had a lot of good stocks hitting new 52-week highs. We could have made our entire 52-week high list out of materials today, and some healthcare. But you got Amcor hitting new highs. Great, strong day for that one, is hitting new highs. You got Nucor has been a beast. When I was got a client that's in Nucor, and we were talking about maybe taking some profits. I said, I don't know, man. I think you wait for $100 there, because that one's looking good. And Vulcan, VMC is a ticker symbol. Great day for the materials moving higher as well. Those were all at the top of your list here today. Also, want to point this out. This is going to take me just a second here to pop this guy off. We're going to look at dividend stocks versus growth stocks, like the NASDAQ. Let's look year to date here. Well, there's a whole different picture happening here. Green, that is going to be your dividend stocks. I just use an ETF to show you that one there. Dividends are taking over growth stocks, and that's largely thanks to President Biden, right? Why? So there's this talk of nearly doubling the capital gains tax rate for a lot of people out there, or not a lot of people, but for the rich people out there. And so they're saying, well, why do I want that? I don't want capital gains. I didn't notice that there was anything about raising the tax on dividend income. Otherwise, they're basically taxed the same right now. So since the capital gains rates are going up, you have noticed that people are moving into dividends over there. Yesterday, we can actually just go like this. Yesterday would be the 6-month anniversary since the election, because today is May 4th, so May 3rd, November 3rd. Look at the 6-month returns of this. Since the election, dividend stocks, almost 40% gains versus growth sitting at 20. That's not bad, but compared to dividend stocks, you got twice the gains there. So look for that to continue. If you're of, wealth, you have a little dough, that money is being moved into dividend stocks. People are advisors, and all these fund managers are saying, fine, we'll go over here. We won't mess with growth stocks right now because we don't know what's going to happen. They may tax you guys to death. Let's go over here and go follow those dividend stocks. That's what you got going on, and that continues. If you're not someone who is going to be affected by that anyways, well, you could be affected by the gains. Nobody would be complaining there, right? So that's what you have there. Let's go over to the sector breakdown here for the day. Take a look at some things. You got tech. Tech working on about a 6% pullback. It was the weakest all day long thanks to your mega cap stocks and semiconductors. They pulled back as well. I know a lot of you are looking for semiconductor pullbacks, so that's what you have going on there. Tech-related stuff took the biggest hit. It's not a sector, but if we look at transportation stocks, they kind of held up the best here today. Now, we break this into 2 different categories. I did a research post on this. If you want to go to our research site, you can actually sign up for it. I think it's still open, $13 a month, and we post like different research topics and try to break things down a little bit differently for you so that it's not overwhelming, right? So there's not a lot of stuff that's really overwhelming out there. If you look at this one here, we break it into people and things, and we did a post actually on transportation, people and things. And right now, people are taking profits on the people stuff, like the things that transport people. Let's go over to the charts here. I'll show you. So you got like Avis. Now, they had some different news come out as well, but you have Avis pulling back 6%. You're going to have the airlines, right? Alaska Airlines pulling back. United Airlines pulling back a little bit, down 3% on the day. The transports that move things, that'd be UPS, still extremely extended here. J.B. Hunt, great day today. When the market's down and these guys are getting all the attention, that's got to grab your attention, Norfolk Southern, the rail company, moving things. That's where the action is shifting here in the short term, so be sure to check that out. Metals and mining, or really anything commodity. You could use the XME or DBC, I think is the, So that's it's a commodity-based ETF there. These are your top performers here. The market decline today did not stop oil. I don't know if you've seen oil's run here lately, up 2.5% there. And just to break it down, commodities in general are getting rather pricey. Corn, hitting highs. We know about lumber. We've been joking about that one there. You got heating oil, iron ore, which we did a post on that one. I put that in the notes from Jazz, I believe, too. Copper, soybean oil, rice, oats, canola oil, and pork, or lean hogs, if you want to look them up. All either making new highs or right there, just about to make new highs. So prices of all of this commodity stuff that you can track, all going crazy there. All-time highs on those sharp increases in those there. So yeah, you're going to pay more money. Maybe Buffett was right. You got financials here. Well, today, financials and regional banks stood out as some of the better performers. So if you're breaking today down, you go healthcare, materials, and financials. That's really all where the excitement was. I'll use the XLF to show that sucker sitting at new highs, looking good there. Regional banks, KRE is a way to look at that ETF if you want to break that down by industry there. KRE adding 1.6% on the day. And look, you got rates rising. Right, that's the exciting thing there. Rates giving you a little bit of a bump there. That is people projecting into the future that it's worthwhile to be in rates overall, or in to be financials overall. All right, if we go to new highs, you had 95 new highs. Healthcare, materials, and financials, some financials. So if we take a look at these, most of these finished in the green. I'm going to point out some extended ones here today, aside from CVS. CVS is that breakout we were talking about yesterday and a couple times before that. Finally getting the action today. Everybody said, if that's where the strength's at, that's where I'm going to go. The day traders, your swing traders, momentum traders, looking to be long something, they all went to CVS. And of course, they're selling the devil out of those vaccines. They get paid a ton of money to do that. You got Grainger Worldwide also hitting new highs, but I would argue a little extended. We were talking about this yesterday. You don't just jump into a stock because it's at new highs. You actually maybe want to wait for a pullback here. It's a little pricey stock, so it gives you a reason to sit back and wait. There we go. Northrop Grumman also hitting 52-week highs. It's just really overbought. We happen to own it. Great, we're excited about this, but you don't want to go too far too fast. So these are the new highs that grab your attention and you say, whoa, wait a minute. Comerica, nice little recent breakout here today. It was lower to start the day, finished up the day up 2% and continues to hopefully show some momentum going forward there. So that one grabs some attention. And UPS made new highs. Yes, it's very exciting. How extended is that? Look how far it is. It does not like to stay far away from the 20-period moving average there. So not too bad. Let's go to stocks in the news here and see what's going on. And then I will take your questions and get out of here because got a lot going on here. All right, so first up, you got Pfizer. Pfizer, in the New York Times, the FDA said they'll authorize the use of their vaccine in 12 to 15-year-olds by next week, moving to the younger and younger crowds. Obviously, good news for the stock there. They also beat on earnings by 15 cents, it was, I believe. Raised their guidance going forward. They're thinking very positive about the future there. There we go. LGIH, right? Home builder. You know these guys here. So they beat on earnings. Stock also breaks out here at these highs. Home builders have been killing it, looking nice and strong there. We expect that to continue. Smile Direct Club down 19%. Let's just call it 20%. They are having a system outage due to a hack that came through for them on April 14th. And here's the big thing. Their words, not mine. They said that they expect this to have a material impact on the second quarter. That means that this wasn't just an information hack. This really put a damper on what they're trying to do and maybe slowed down their business a little bit. So anytime a company gets hacked and they say it will have a material impact, or if costs go up, they'll say it has a material impact. That's the key words. They always use the same ones there. Not good for those guys. That's a tough one to watch there. I don't know that you look at that and get excited about it, by the way, for this pullback. Zoom, we already talked about that. Jamie Dimon says, we're done, man. I got fatigue. Zoom fatigue, he calls it. He says, I'm done. Let's get back to the office, get to work. Not good for them because they made a lot of money during this virus. And Avis, we talked about that earlier. Revenues came in better than expected, and losses were only 1/3 of what was expected. So they're rebounding. It's already been priced in, though. They didn't give any guidance because they said there's a shortage of inventory because of the shortage of semiconductors. They can't get the cars in to rent out. That's what they do. Also, being lots of reports that people are renting cars at airports. They get to the airport and they don't have the car. So I just found out about that, right? You know about that, Cody? We could be going. We're going to Atlanta Thursday, Friday, and we booked a car, and it may not be there when we get there. That's what's going on.
Oh, we just walk. We'll
walk it. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, we're roughing it, right?
We'll bring the little Segway thing. We'll just go. It's what, an hour?
The dough cart.
What, about 85 miles where we're going? I can knock that out.
Be there in a jiffy.
One day, man. We'll knock it out. So that's what's going on there with Avis. And then if we look at what else do we have to look at? I think we did it. Actually. Did we do it? All right, we'll let the stream catch up here a little bit, and we'll answer some of your questions if you have any questions there. By the way, what do we have? I'm trying to pull up my screen. What do we have for earnings coming up here? So tomorrow, got a handful of earnings. Still a lot reporting. None of the real big names that would be like your Netflixes and Apple. They've all done what they needed to do. Uber is going to be probably the focus after hours tomorrow. We'll try to catch that and talk about that with you. No real dividends being paid out. Sort of a quiet period for dividends there. And some changes in the S&P 400 and 600. So we will see what happens. Yeah, we'll take the dough cart, man. You can't take those on planes, actually. It's something about the battery. Too powerful or something. We'll see what happens. There better be a car there. I'm going to be awfully upset. I'll be like, do you know who I am? They'll be like, no. Well, get out of here. I love it. I love it. I love it. A lot of people looking forward to the pullbacks. I like it. No, I like it. I agree with that. I would welcome the market to pull back. This is nothing. Look, I mean, if anybody's actually, I tease you about the towel, right? But if you're actually scared about this, you maybe want to do a little research and get comfortable with the markets before you start participating there, because that's really nothing. Same, that's like Bitcoin. It pulled back 5.5% today. That's kind of nothing for Bitcoin, right? If you're a Bitcoin person, I am not, by the way. Janet Yellen came out. Yeah, she's telling old Powell how to do his job, huh? I don't know. So that could go one of two ways. That could have either been her starting the tone without Powell doing it, because if he said that, oh boy, we're done. So maybe I'm going to start the narrative, get people wrapped around the idea. Then Powell starts talking about tapering later in the year. So maybe that was the case. I highly doubt that it was her telling Powell what to do. And I heard her comments there, and it's just like, throwing it out there that we may have to do something like that. They're no dummies. Yeah, I don't think they're no dummies just randomly throwing out words, and especially her. So I don't think that was not intentional. Yeah. How can you invest in commodities in a brokerage account? Well, you have futures. This is the direct way to do it. There's a lot of ETFs here these days, so if you want to use that. But most likely it would be just straight futures, like on a TD Ameritrade or something. If you're comfortable with that. I'm not telling you, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you could. Scott's got it right. You could use ETFs there. It's a lot of them these days are super competitive, and there's everything, right? So if you want to be directly involved in lumber or corn or something, there's an ETF for everything. So that's probably the easiest way to go about it. If you want to get your big boy pants on, then maybe you go over to the futures market. Yeah. Dustin, what's for dinner tonight? I don't know. Help me out here. Is that a real question? Duran, he's a little bit of a wild card, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's a real question.
A real question. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Thanks to the cabinet people, we haven't had countertops since January, so we're just kind of living out of bowls and stuff right now. But yeah, it could be just a hot dog, call Chipotle or something. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I touched a nerve there with Cody. Yeah, touched some Chipotle. I got to go get the dough truck, which it's actually called Louie. We call the truck Louie. Getting some work done to that one. So I'll wrap it up there. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, to do this all over again. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you learned something different. Try to do things different every day here. Appreciate the subscriptions and everything from you guys supporting us, and we'll keep it going, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.